I'm just so sad. Learning about executive coaching was cool, but I don't think it's the next step for me. My mentorship is over, and I really, really enjoyed having a mentor. Well, Barry, you know that mentoring doesn't have to stop just because you don't have a mentor. What do you mean? Well, I was learning, and my professor, Dr. Carr, talked to me and gave me a lot of information about something called self mentoring. Self mentoring? So, you mean I can be my own mentor? Yes, you can. Let me tell you how. Hi, I'm Rochelle Magnan, and I'm going to share a little bit about self mentoring. When you start your journey to become a self mentor, it will be a lot like these pictures here, where you're reflecting on your experiences, talking and learning with others about your perceptions and how you can improve, and then creating a roadmap to completing your goals and becoming a better version of yourself. So, by definition, what is self mentoring? And how is it different from mentoring? Well, by my definition, self mentoring is the art of taking personal responsibility for your personal or professional growth. This is a process that involves critical self assessment and requires one to be self aware as well as being aware of their relationship with others and their surrounding environment. Self mentors develop a strategic action plan for success in which they build upon their strengths and upon their opportunities for growth. Self mentoring requires different components and levels in which you will see right beside the definition. And those are self awareness, self reflection, self development, and self monitoring. All of those are nonlinear levels in which you work through when you're in the process of self mentoring. Each of those levels require very different components and similar components. But when thinking about what makes self mentoring different and what makes self mentoring special, we'll look at three major components of self mentoring. One is documentation. When being a self mentor is essential to document your process, your ideas, your challenges, your wins along the way, and see if you're improving or if there's another route that you can take to continue to work towards meeting your goal. Realistic. Goals need to be realistic. Just like in mentoring and coaching, when you're working to improve, your goals should be specific and focused on what the expectation is for when you complete the process. Setting one or two expectations is realistic. You're not going to be able to change everything in one self mentoring process. This takes time, and focusing on one or two specific goals in the process make it a lot easier and attainable to achieve. Reflection is the next component. And in each stage of this process, there is a form of reflection that will help you move on to the next stage or move into another level of self mentoring. And in order to successfully meet each of these components, you must be honest with yourself, as well as determined and consistent throughout the process. Being a self mentor is taking on responsibility for your growth and for your success. This can be done through different assessment tools that you can use in the self monitoring, but it also takes a lot of deep critical thinking about yourself and using others to help you to see and learn more about yourself, to be aware of what your strengths are, where are opportunities for growth, and then really thinking about what ways can I make this growth or this transition happen, and then documenting that to make sure that you're making progress. Self mentoring is a great way to continue on to improve yourself and to use the different tools that you have surrounding you to increase your professional goals or to increase any personal goals that you may have or any challenges that you may face in that aspect.